Imagine, if you will, a world where death is not a final curtain. Instead, it is a door, a transformation, as Friedrich Nietzsche might suggest. Nietzsche, the German philosopher known for his provocative ideas, had a unique perspective on death. He saw it not as an end, but as a transformation. For Nietzsche, death was not the cessation of life, but a transition to something else. This idea challenged the conventional beliefs of his time. He proposed that death allows for renewal and rebirth. This view illuminates how Nietzsche perceived the cycle of life. In Nietzsche's philosophy, death is like the pruning of a garden. When old leaves are removed, new growth can flourish. So too, he thought, life must shed its old skin. This shedding makes way for new possibilities and experiences. Nietzsche believed that by seeing death as a transformation, we could reimagine our lives. We could, he argued, approach existence with a renewed sense of purpose. For him, life was not a linear path, but a series of cycles. This cyclical view tied into Nietzsche's concept of eternal recurrence. He posited that everything happens over and over again, eternally. Life, in Nietzsche's view, is both fleeting and endless. This idea compels us to live each moment as if it would recur infinitely. The notion of eternal recurrence encourages authenticity in living. One should live boldly, without regret, according to Nietzsche. This perspective invites us to embrace life fully and fearlessly. Nietzsche's ideas about death and transformation extend beyond mere philosophy. They are calls to action, an invitation to live deeply. He urged people to confront their mortality and embrace it. By facing the inevitability of death, Nietzsche argued, we find the courage to transform our lives. Death becomes a motivator, not a source of despair. It compels us to reassess priorities and values. In doing so, we can live more meaningfully. Yet, Nietzsche's views were not without controversy. His ideas about death and transformation met with strong opposition, particularly from those who held traditional beliefs about the afterlife. Many people, then as now, found comfort in the idea of an eternal paradise. Nietzsche's view of life as an endless cycle stood in stark contrast to this. Some believed he dismissed the spiritual dimensions of existence. Others feared that his philosophy undermined moral responsibility. However, Nietzsche did not intend to erase spiritual meaning. Instead, he invited a re-evaluation of how we see life and death. He challenged people to find meaning within the earthly realm. For Nietzsche, the transformation was not just a physical change, but a spiritual awakening. He saw it as a chance to create and recreate oneself continually. In this way, Nietzsche's philosophy was both radical and deeply human. Through his bold reframe, Nietzsche opened a new dialogue about life's potential. He asked us to consider how we might transform our existence. What would it mean to live life as an eternal recurrence? How would our choices change if we knew they would repeat forever? Nietzsche left these questions open, encouraging personal reflection. His challenge was to explore life's potential fully and without fear. In contemplating Nietzsche's ideas, we are prompted to reconsider our perspectives. How does viewing death as a transformation alter our understanding of life? If we embrace this view, what new paths might we discover? These questions linger, inviting us to delve deeper into Nietzsche's bold vision. His perspective reshapes how we think about existence, urging us toward authenticity. Nietzsche's exploration of death and transformation is not just about philosophy. It is about living with intention and purpose. By seeing death as part of life's cycle, we open ourselves to change. This view invites us to embrace life's inherent uncertainties. It encourages us to seek meaning not in some distant afterlife, but in the here and now. Nietzsche's profound insight challenges us to reimagine what it means to live, fully and truly. The path he suggests is one of continual growth and renewal. As we explore Nietzsche's ideas, we are invited to reflect on our own lives. How do we perceive the cycle of life and death? Are we prepared to embrace transformation as a natural part of our journey? Nietzsche's philosophy asks us to confront these questions head-on. This confrontation is not just an intellectual exercise. It is an invitation to live with deeper awareness and courage. In doing so, we might find ourselves transformed, not by death, but by life itself. This transformation becomes a journey into the heart of Nietzsche's thought. It is an exploration of what it means to be human, to live passionately. Nietzsche's bold reframe beckons us to consider new possibilities, to question old assumptions, and to forge new paths. As we ponder these ideas, we move closer to understanding his revolutionary perspective on life and death. The strongest objection Nietzsche faced came from those who valued traditional views of the afterlife. For many, the idea of an eternal paradise offered comfort and hope. It provided a sense of justice and purpose after life's struggles. Nietzsche's philosophy, with its focus on earthly existence and eternal recurrence, seemed to undermine this. His critics argued that his ideas threatened to erase the moral framework provided by traditional religions. Nietzsche's vision differed fundamentally from these conventional perspectives. He did not dismiss the possibility of spiritual meaning. Instead, he urged a shift in focus from the afterlife to the potential of earthly life. He asked whether we could find meaning and purpose in the here and now. This invitation challenged people to consider how they live, not just how they might die. Nietzsche believed that by focusing on our earthly existence, we could unlock new possibilities for growth and fulfillment. His call was not to reject spirituality, but to embrace life fully, with all its complexities. Nietzsche's philosophy posed an open question to everyone. How might we transform our lives if we view death not as an end, but as a transition? He encouraged personal reflection on these transformative possibilities. By doing so, Nietzsche's ideas resonated with those seeking authenticity and freedom in their lives. He offered a path to a more intentional and meaningful existence. Explore now how transformation alters your view of life and death. In considering Nietzsche's perspective, we are invited to rethink our assumptions. If death is not an absolute end, what does that mean for how we live? This question is at the heart of Nietzsche's philosophy. By seeing death as part of an ongoing cycle, we open ourselves to change and renewal. This approach calls for embracing uncertainty and impermanence. It is about finding meaning in each moment and living with awareness. Nietzsche's focus on transformation invites us to confront our own mortality. This confrontation is not meant to instill fear, but to inspire courage and action. In accepting the cycle of life and death, we are encouraged to live more fully. We can approach each day with a sense of purpose and possibility. Nietzsche's challenge is to seek personal growth and to embrace life's inherent uncertainties. He reminds us that transformation is not just a philosophical idea, but a lived experience. In contemplating Nietzsche's ideas, we are prompted to reflect on our choices. How do we live if we know that every moment is part of an eternal recurrence? This perspective invites us to live without regret, making each decision count. Nietzsche encourages us to pursue authenticity in our actions and relationships. It is a call to live passionately and with intention, recognizing the potential for continual transformation. Nietzsche's exploration of transformation is deeply human. It speaks to our desire for meaning and connection in life. By viewing death as a transformation, we are invited to reimagine our existence. Nietzsche's philosophy is a call to action, an invitation to live with depth and purpose. It encourages us to embrace change and to find meaning in the present. This perspective challenges us to consider what it means to live truly, in the here and now. As we engage with Nietzsche's ideas, we gain insight into our own lives. We are prompted to question old assumptions and explore new paths. Nietzsche's bold reframe opens a dialogue about life's potential. It asks us to consider how we might transform ourselves and our world. This exploration is not just an intellectual exercise. It is an invitation to live deeply and authentically. By embracing Nietzsche's philosophy, we can find ourselves transformed. This transformation is not just about preparing for death, but about fully engaging with life. Nietzsche's ideas guide us toward a deeper understanding of what it means to be human. They invite us to live passionately, to embrace new possibilities, and to forge new paths. As we conclude this exploration of Nietzsche's bold reframe, we are left with questions. What new insights have we gained from seeing death as a transformation? How might we apply Nietzsche's ideas to our own lives? These questions linger, inviting further reflection and exploration. Thank you for joining this journey through Nietzsche's profound philosophy. We invite you to join us again for another thought-provoking essay. Until next time, may you live with intention and embrace the potential for transformation. Friedrich Nietzsche lived during a period of profound change in Europe. The 19th century was marked by the rise of industrialization, which brought about significant shifts in society. Traditional structures and beliefs were questioned, leading to a growing sense of alienation. This era also saw the emergence of existential thought, which sought to address the individual's experience in a rapidly changing world. Philosophers like Kierkegaard and Dostoevsky began to explore themes of meaning, choice, and the nature of existence. Nietzsche's philosophy emerged as a response to this cultural and historical backdrop. He challenged the dominant moral and religious beliefs of his time, advocating for a reevaluation of values. His concept of the eternal recurrence and the cycle of life and death was heavily influenced by these existential concerns. Nietzsche saw transformation not just as a personal journey, but as a necessary response to the modern world's uncertainties. The industrial age's emphasis on progress and efficiency contrasted with his calls for a return to authentic living and personal growth. Nietzsche's ideas on transformation and the cycle of life continue to resonate, offering insights into how we can navigate the complexities of contemporary existence. Nietzsche saw transformation as a fundamental aspect of human existence. One example is the Renaissance, a period marked by profound cultural shift. During this time, Europe experienced a rebirth of art and science, transitioning from medieval constraints to modern exploration. This mirrors Nietzsche's idea of overcoming past limitations to create new values. On a personal level, consider the story of Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust. His experience in concentration camps led to the development of logotherapy, emphasizing meaning as central to life. This transformation aligns with Nietzsche's call for individuals to find personal significance in their suffering. In science, the theory of evolution represents transformation on a grand scale. Charles Darwin's work challenged existing paradigms and offered a new understanding of life's complexity. Nietzsche admired such radical shifts, seeing them as necessary disruptions to stagnant ideas. These examples demonstrate transformation not merely as change, but as a process of becoming, a journey towards authenticity and higher potential. They echo Nietzsche's belief in the possibility of continual self-overcoming. In the next section, we will explore Nietzsche's concept of eternal recurrence and its implications for personal and societal transformation. In Nietzsche's philosophy, the concept of eternal recurrence challenges us to imagine living our lives over and over in exactly the same way. This idea is not a prediction of literal repetition, but a thought experiment with profound implications. Nietzsche proposes that we consider each decision as if it would be repeated eternally. This approach urges individuals to live with intention and clarity, making choices that align with their deepest values and desires. The eternal recurrence serves as a test of authenticity, prompting us to evaluate whether we could embrace our lives fully, without regret, if we were to relive them endlessly. This concept encourages a radical acceptance of one's life, including its sufferings and triumphs. By embracing the eternal recurrence, one might strive to affirm every moment, finding meaning even in adversity. Such a perspective fosters a life of courage and self-examination, where each action is taken with the responsibility of its eternal echo. Nietzsche's idea invites us to transform our lives into a work of art, crafted with care and intentionality. In doing so, we engage in the continuous process of self-overcoming, moving ever closer to the ideal of the Übermensch, the self-creating individual. Critics of Nietzsche frequently target his radical departure from traditional morality. They argue that his philosophy dismisses universal moral standards, leading to ethical relativism. Nietzsche's concept of the will to power, some contend, encourages a might-is-right mentality. This could justify oppressive behaviors if power becomes an end in itself. Another significant criticism is the interpretation of eternal recurrence. Some view it as a bleak, nihilistic idea. It suggests that life, with all its suffering and joy, repeats infinitely without purpose. This notion for some removes any ultimate meaning from human existence. Further, critics argue that Nietzsche's rejection of metaphysical truths destabilizes the foundation upon which moral and ethical systems stand. Without an objective basis, they fear moral chaos. Others misinterpret Nietzsche's declaration that God is dead as an endorsement of atheism or a call to abandon spirituality entirely. These interpretations, though contested, suggest that Nietzsche's ideas could lead to despair or existential dread. His thought challenges deeply held beliefs, provoking resistance and misunderstanding. Yet Nietzsche encourages us to face these challenges, urging a transformation of values and an embrace of life's inherent complexity. In this way, his philosophy remains a catalyst for debate and introspection. Nietzsche might respond to criticisms by emphasizing the transformative potential inherent in embracing life's uncertainties. He believed that confronting the chaos and unpredictability of existence is vital for personal growth. According to Nietzsche, rejecting traditional moral frameworks allows individuals to create their own values and meaning. This process, although daunting, is essential for achieving authentic self-realization. Nietzsche posited that facing life's challenges head-on enables an individual to transcend despair and cultivate resilience. He might argue that discomfort and suffering are necessary catalysts for transformation. Nietzsche viewed these experiences not as mere obstacles, but as opportunities to forge a stronger self. His concept of the will to power suggests that humans possess an inherent drive to overcome adversity and reshape their circumstances. Thus, Nietzsche would likely assert that embracing life's trials leads to a deeper understanding of oneself and the world. Encountering existential dread, he would stress the importance of creating meaning through action and choice. For Nietzsche, the willingness to affirm life, with all its imperfections, reflects a profound strength. This acceptance of life's flux fosters a dynamic and intentional existence, paving the way for genuine transformation. In the next section, we will explore comparative philosophical perspectives. Nietzsche's concept of transformation is distinct yet shares intriguing parallels with other philosophies. In Eastern philosophies such as Buddhism, transformation often involves transcending desire and ego, leading to enlightenment. While Nietzsche does not advocate for the annihilation of desire, he similarly emphasizes a transformation of self through overcoming. This is the idea of becoming who one truly is. Existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus also delve into transformation, but through the lens of absurdism and existential freedom. Sartre posits that humans are condemned to be free, meaning that transformation arises from making choices that define oneself. Camus, in contrast, sees transformation in the embrace of the absurd, where the refusal to seek inherent meaning in life leads to personal rebellion and authenticity. Nietzsche's idea diverges in its focus on affirming life's chaotic nature. While Eastern philosophies may seek harmony and existentialists grapple with absurdity, Nietzsche champions a fearless embrace of life's uncertainties. His perspective invites a transformation through active engagement and the personal creation of values. In the subsequent exploration, we will consider how these philosophical insights find resonance in modern life applications. In today's world, Nietzsche's ideas on transformation resonate profoundly across various domains. In personal development, his philosophy encourages individuals to face challenges head-on, fostering resilience and self-overcoming. By embracing discomfort and uncertainty, people can cultivate a stronger sense of self and purpose. This aligns with contemporary approaches to mental health, where embracing one's struggles is seen as a pathway to growth. Rather than avoiding pain, Nietzsche suggests using it as a catalyst for transformation, thus promoting a more proactive approach to mental well-being. In leadership, Nietzsche's call for self-creation and value innovation can inspire leaders to foster environments where creativity and authenticity thrive. Leaders who embody Nietzschean principles might encourage teams to think independently and challenge the status quo, promoting a culture of continuous improvement and transformation. This approach can lead to more adaptable and resilient organizations. Ultimately, applying Nietzsche's transformative ideas in modern life involves embracing change and uncertainty as integral parts of the human experience. By doing so, individuals and leaders alike can cultivate richer, more meaningful lives. In the next section, we will explore how these themes manifest in art and literature, offering further insights into the transformative power of Nietzsche's philosophy. Nietzsche's philosophy profoundly impacts art and literature, illustrating themes of transformation and existential reflection. In literature, Hermann Hesse's novel Siddhartha resonates with Nietzschean ideas. The protagonist's journey towards self-discovery embodies the Nietzschean concept of becoming who one is. It mirrors Nietzsche's notion of life as a path of continual transformation. In art, the work of Edvard Munch, particularly The Scream, captures the existential angst that Nietzsche explored. Munch's depiction of human despair and transformation speaks to Nietzsche's idea of confronting one's inner turmoil to achieve personal growth. Nietzsche's influence extends to the modernist movement, where artists and writers sought to break away from traditional forms. James Joyce's Ulysses exemplifies this shift. Joyce's narrative style and character development reflect Nietzsche's challenge to conventional morality and the embrace of individual transformation. The philosopher's impact is also evident in existentialist literature, such as the works of Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus. Their exploration of freedom, choice, and the absurd aligns with Nietzsche's call to find meaning within oneself. Through these examples, Nietzsche's philosophy continues to inspire artists and writers, encouraging the exploration of the human condition and the transformative potential of embracing life's uncertainty. Nietzsche regarded suffering as an essential component of personal transformation. He believed that enduring hardship could lead individuals to discover deeper truths about themselves and the world. Rather than viewing suffering as a mere misfortune, Nietzsche saw it as a necessary process for growth. He argued that challenges and adversity force individuals to confront their limitations and question their values, ultimately leading them to a stronger and more resilient self. In his work, Nietzsche suggested that the willingness to embrace suffering could foster creativity and innovation. By facing discomfort and uncertainty, individuals are pushed to transcend their current state and achieve a higher level of understanding. This process of transformation is not easy, but it is through overcoming struggles that one can affirm life and experience a profound sense of empowerment. Nietzsche's call to embrace suffering as a catalyst for transformation invites a reevaluation of how we perceive challenges. It encourages living with courage and embracing the trials of life as opportunities for growth. In this way, suffering becomes not just an obstacle, but a pathway to achieving a fuller, more intentional existence. In the next section, we will synthesize these ideas and explore how to live with intention. To live with intention, as viewed through Nietzsche's philosophy, is to embrace life fully and actively. Nietzsche urges us to affirm life with all its imperfections. This affirmation involves accepting challenges and using them as catalysts for personal growth. Begin by reflecting deeply on your values and desires. What do you genuinely care about? What gives your life meaning? Nietzsche would suggest aligning your actions with these core principles. He introduces the concept of the overman, a figure who transcends conventional morality to create personal values. We can draw inspiration from this figure by questioning societal norms and crafting our unique path. Living with intention also means embracing Nietzsche's idea of eternal recurrence. Imagine living your life repeatedly in the exact same way. Would this thought inspire change or reaffirm your current path? Finally, cultivate a mindset of amor fati, a love of fate. This involves accepting all aspects of your life, both good and bad, as necessary components of your personal narrative. By doing so, life becomes a project of continuous self-overcoming. This transformative journey is not about achieving perfection, but about striving for authenticity and purpose. In embracing amor fati, we align ourselves with Nietzsche's call to affirm life in its entirety. This acceptance fosters resilience, enabling us to find meaning even in adversity. As we reflect on eternal recurrence, we are challenged to live deliberately, making choices that resonate with our truest selves. Here lies the essence of Nietzsche's philosophy. to live with intention, courage, and a profound sense of gratitude for the journey itself. Whether we find solace or discomfort in these ideas, they invite us to ponder our values and the legacy we wish to create. In the end, Nietzsche's vision encourages us to forge our own path, one imbued with purpose and a relentless pursuit of self-affirmation. Thank you for joining this exploration of Nietzsche's thought. In our next essay, we will delve into the existentialist philosophy of Jean-Paul Sartre. Until then, continue to question and reflect.